My name is Alan Jaramillo, and I'm an online fitness coach who helps guys lose 10 to 30 pounds of fat. Then from there, we're able to build lean muscle over a period of time so that we can get that ripped, chiseled body. Well, really, it was because I was so self-conscious with where I was. It really wasn't like a specific thing. It was like a lot building up to me actually stepping into the gym. And the real, thing with me is that like I really gave a shit about how I looked all the time. Since I was a kid, I was always the heavier kid in the group. I always got looked at funny. Whenever everyone took their shirts off, I always left mine on. So it comes from, a background of just being self-conscious my entire life. All my friends got to wear like clothing that I only wish I could wear, whereas I was stuck wearing like certain shirts because it hid my chubbiness, or I was wearing baggier clothing instead of fitted clothing, and I was always the friend that struggled and was heavier than the other guys. So that's really what got me started in my fitness journey. Well, one of the bigger main things is that I always kind of compared myself from, the previous thing that we just talked about is that I was always comparing myself to other people to begin with. I was never comfortable in my own skin. Well, that didn't really change when I stepped into a gym. So when I stepped into a gym, I was always looking at people who were huge, veiny, like on performance enhancing drugs and such. So my instant idea was that I wanted to do what they were doing, all right? And that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made because I was actually doing so much more work than I needed to grow as a natural athlete. And the problem with copying someone who's on performance enhancing drugs is obviously, you're doing different types of workouts. It's going to affect your body different ways. That was one of the bigger mistakes that I made. And another thing that I really struggled with is that I really did too much, all right? And I was not feeding my body with the fuel that it actually needed to put on muscle so that I could get rid of the fat. The biggest problem that I see a lot of people face right now is that they take drastic approaches to their training and nutrition, and that's something that I really did as well. I would run at 10 o'clock at night because I didn't want people to see me running in the daylight and struggling with my weight loss problem. I ate salads most of the time. I went to the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning before high school just so that I can get in my workout. And I did a lot of drastic things, and I was not feeding myself enough, so it did not give me an opportunity to get the results that I wanted to. The reason that I got into online coaching is because I personally see a huge gap with how people are getting in shape. And on one end of the spectrum, you have a lot of people moving towards quick fixes and 30-day, hacks, and where they remove a lot of calories from their diet. And then on this side as well, you have a lot of in-person trainers charging very high prices for, maybe 8 sessions a month of in-person training. Now, personally, for me, I know that someone who really needs attention and someone who really wants to change their life, it's gonna take more than 8 days out of 30 days to be able to change someone's life. And not to mention, when you're working with an in-person trainer, you are gonna be, you see them in the gym and then that's it. When you go home, it's kind of like, there's no accountability there. They struggle to, get results. And you'll probably see this with a lot of personal trainers that train people in person. Unless you have a client who's like following another type of diet plan or something like that, it's very hard to get them results because you only have access to them 8 times in a month. Now, with online coaching, the reason why I started it in the first place is because for me, the change came when I got on a program and a plan. When I knew where I was going to be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months from now, I knew what type of training I was going to be doing. I knew what type of goal I was going to be chasing. And I love to be that person that guides someone and gives them that plan and gives them that like yellow brick road, so to speak, for them to just follow and listen. And with online coaching, instead of doing 8 days out of 30 days a month, I speak with my clients daily if they want to. So they have more accountability, and they will, I'm able to give them training programs that are more than just like 2 times or 1 time a week. All right, at a much affordable price than someone doing, in-person training. So really why I got into online coaching is because I saw a huge gap between how people were getting in shape And this way, I'm able to help people more hands-on. I'm able to give them the roadmap that they need. I'm able to give them the accountability that they need. And I'm able to get them to lose weight in a sustainable way instead of just killing them with cardio and starving them.